Now, we know that a server or a virtual machine will always need a capacity, kind of a C and the D drive. So we're going to add the storage account now. I'm going to go storage account. So I have four virtual machine on the calculator. So I don't need to add or clone four different. I'm going to have the same region, UA North, manage disk. For my demonstration, I'm going to have premium disk selected. Capacity, I'm not doing partition uh, for now. So I'm just doing 5 and 2, the quantity 4. Okay, let me segregate it this way. That is the best practice that I follow, advise, and implement on the business. So a disk, imagine a disk in your hand and you have the C and the D drive. You do the partition of one physical disk over the cloud. I'm going to put two different storage accounts. One with the premium storage drive for your operating system, and another drive which will be the standard solid state drive for your data, where you're going to dump all your logs or your files and folders. And just for the OS purpose, I'm going to go with 64 gig. So I clone that account one more time. And now I put the D drive as data disk. And for every server, I'm going to have another partition. And let me choose the standard solid state drive. That's the data disk. I added the storage. I need the virtual network card, the NIC card. That's the network card. Alright, so the NIC has been added within the same region. So the data transfer is the amount of data flow in and out. So randomly, I'm going to actually have 4 gig region, same region, UAE North. Do I need to back up? All right, so let me introduce the backup as well. Okay, so pretty quickly, I will add the Azure backup. So what I'm not backing up anything from the on-prem. However, I'm just backing up my own Azure instances. From the type, I got choices to back up my on-prem server, client, SQL, HANA, and Azure files as well. So I'm gonna have 4 instances. Capacity maybe 256. That's the policy. I go with retention 30 days, 4 week. That gives me 1 month, and I'm gonna retain it for a year. Uh, I'm gonna have the redundancy be in my local environment and the local region. So I'm gonna go with local redundancy. Okay. For the management purpose, let me just add cost and billing. That won't cost you anything because that's part of the portal as well. Okay, dokie. So this has been added. Everything is in pay as you go. I'm gonna export it. So my bomb is ready. All right, guys. Now let me read this description very quickly for you. So the name is the test bomb. The service type we selected virtual machine. The custom name is the name given by us to know the name of the virtual machine. That's your data set. Description is a very important thing that one has to understand. For the instance D2 V3, that's your series, I have one server powered on for 730 hours, that is for a month, with the Windows server license included. For the pay-as-you-go model without any disk to this service type, I'm gonna pay 154.81. You guys will be thinking, where is the service? Where is the storage account? That is the disk. I have added and that separately. That makes the BOM easier to be understood and to understand the price for the virtual machine and the price that's going to cost for the storage account. Same goes with the backup. Now, mind you guys, I'm gonna let me save this. Okay, this is for the pay as you go. Okay, now when we do the RI, okay, see the price, guys. If you apply the instance reservation for the series, you get 45% discount. You have the choice, the flexibility. Either you pay proactively for the entire year, or you pay the same amount and equate monthly installment. That goes as monthly. Behavior is same as per the pay as you go. However, you have reserved the instance. Maybe you're gonna use it, may not be. You won't be using. However, you are committed to pay that amount of money. The price of this OS again is included. So I am gonna quickly apply this setting to all of the resources. The best practice is to apply the reservation on the virtual machine itself. Mm, Pardon me if I've missed to apply or recorrect the setting onto the previous machine. All right, so I applied. Now, two columns, upfront and monthly. The price that you see 582 is for your instance that you have selected. D2 6721 is the monthly price for your operating system. Export it and let's see. All right. So how will you differentiate? You go back to the pricing calculator again. We have selected the price of the operating system to be included with the instance, and thus 4850 added with 6716 sums up to 1115. That's $115.66. We spoke about the AHB, right? So let's see how that works. As I mentioned earlier, AHB is the add-on benefit that the business can use to gain some more discount on the licensing part, only if they have the valid software. Yeah, OS licenses with software assurance. I'm going to add AHP to all the 4 servers. To this BOM, we have applied the reservation for a year without the price of operating system. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to re-export it real quick. Okay, so the monthly component for, or rather the monthly charge for the virtual machine has gone now. Service type, name, region remains the same. The description remains the same. However, what has changed is that we have discarded the OS price that was previously done onto the another sheet. So the benefit of AHP is again that you would not see it here. As I mentioned, that the business can leverage their existing licenses that they have procured with software assurance to be redeemed over to the Azure virtual machine. All right. So I guess that's pretty much about it with the pricing calculator. Uh, I wanted to actually, you know, do a quick demonstration of, let me put it this way. All right. We know that we are moving to the cloud, and the first thing that we do is we create an account for the cloud. So for illustration purpose, I'm gonna have the company name be selected as Antoso Private Limited. Okay. Yeah. So this company plans to move over to the cloud. So the solution architect or any person responsible for their management creates the account over the cloud. The domain name is antoso.com. So once they subscribe to the licenses and I'm sorry about that. Just give me a minute. All right, I'm sorry about that. Okay, so the guy, all right, managing the infrastructure for Contoso creates the account, and the first thing that they're gonna actually see once the uh, once the account is created, is nothing but the default directory domain or the default domain name as contoso.onmicrosoft.com, and then you can have this domain name be selected as the custom domain name. So the new user uh, SJS will now have the account created as contoso.com. Okay, that's even isn't the valid function, but then that's just for the demonstration purpose. Second important thing that I want to show you how you will manage the subscription or how you're going to manage the billing for every single other department. Dev, for the developer, for the test, and for the prod. For the dev guy, I can have the new subscription created. Similarly, I can have the same subscription created. Guys, we are still under one single umbrella, under one single domain. All right. But what we are segregating here is the subscription for different reason, for different purpose. This guy, all right, for a business to understand what the developer team is using and what is the cost. So that's the best practice that you could use. Resources, I can have a new resource group as, let me name it as you know, every resources should be under resource group. So I can have 4 different machines, whatever that they are, in that particular resource group. So the billing and the management of this developer and their team is separated from the UAT environment and from the production environment. This is how you can isolate the billing and the management and then can apply all the policies for your management purpose, guys. I would say this is the practice that I have been following for my customers, for the business, and I would encourage that you guys to adopt the similar practice. However, the entire resources can be single-handedly managed under one single subscription, maybe called as the main subscription, and I can still have the isolation done and the identification done by applying tags. to the every virtual machine. I can have a tag for a developer. I can have a tag applied for UAT. I can have a tag applied for the prod environment as well. That's another way, right? That's a workaround when you have everything under one single umbrella. I could only guess we have a lot to talk when we start talking about the demonstration of the subscription and the part. All right. So with this, I would certainly like to conclude. And if you have any question, guys, you can park it over to the chat box. You have my contact information with you now for our support team. The email is support@cloud rescues. My personal email address, my first name, my last name, that's Subhash Sharma at cloudrescues.com. And if you have any questions, I am happy to address them now. All right, I see a lot of them. Oh, so are you guys saying that my screen was not visible? I'm sorry about that. Chanakya, are you there? Oops. So it said from the Azure pricing, the screen was not visible. I'm sorry about that. All right. So let me quickly do we could see anything after that. Okay. So maybe guys, I'm sorry about that. Just in case you could not see any of my typings while I was toggling back and forth, I'll be happy to connect with you guys. Okay. I'm going to toggle back over to my Excel sheet. Can any one of you confirm if you're able to see my Excel sheet where I just demonstrated the best practice to use subscription under one single tenant? Chanakya? Guys, yeah, the recording of this session will be shared. At the same time, I'm not sure why this has not been seen. But then I'm positive that I'm presenting my screen to you guys. Guys, if you have any questions that you want to ask, okay, let me reshare the screen, guys. Please stay connected. All right, guys, I have reshared my entire computer screen. So I'm going to toggle back to my Excel pretty quickly. First thing, I will present my screen with my contact information, my email, subhash.sharma@cloudrescues. That's the support email address. Can somebody please confirm that if you're able to see? Okay, now it is visible. Thank you very much. All right, quickly, I'm gonna go to my Excel sheet pretty quick and we're gonna wrap it up real fast. All right, so I'm gonna redo this one more time for you guys, which is very imperative that we understand this. For illustration purpose, company name, I'm gonna take it. Okay, guys, please mind all the typos, yeah? Please mind it, yeah. Company name, Contoso Private Limited. They procured the domain name from GoDaddy or any of that domain registrar. We are over time, all right, but still, that this has to be demonstrated because it is pretty important for us to understand this. So the domain name is Contoso While creating an account over the cloud, the first thing that you get is something called as default domain name. That will be nothing but contoso.microsoft.com. Okay, so that will be the directory, and then you will have the tenant ID. The directory and the tenant ID will be common. Okay, now this Contoso company is leveraging IIAS, everything that the cloud has to offer. Companies using it, right? So when we spoke, typically they are nothing but virtual machine, uh, manage DB, and O365 account. Yeah, pretty fast. I'm gonna do this. That's pretty much understood. So I will have a primary subscription created here. Once my tenant is active, I will have a subscription name, and I can still manage all of this resources under one single subscription, guys. I can do that, right? If I were to isolate, or if I were to identify what my HR team is doing, what my marketing guys are doing, what my developers are doing, I can apply tags to every machine and then identify. However, I'm going to teach you the best practice that the business can adopt right here. As I mentioned earlier, we can have a developer team, a UAD environment, and the prod environment. Okay. So in the prod, there is an HR team, there is a marketing team, and there is a finance team for a quick understanding. I can have subscription assigned to every department and isolate them from the pattern. When I say I can isolate, I mean I can actually have resources be segregated. So I have defined a boundary out here. All of this virtual machine will go to the group. Everything is grouped in Azure, as you know. So I can, for the test purpose, I can name them as HR resource group 01. Guys, we can be very thorough with the naming convention, because you just cannot edit any of the resources. Once created, you will have to simply delete it. And then I can move this machine under this subscription, which is in my UAT, which are the non-critical workloads for the business. So for the HR guys, they're using the machine. I can understand from the cost and billing how much these guys are costing us. Same goes with marketing, same goes with finance, same goes with the product. So the ideology is have everything, your infrastructure as service, software as service, platform as service, be managed. Again, this is altogether a different identity, guys. Okay, so just don't include into this demonstration for now. So the IaaS PaaS, everything can be managed under one single subscription, or else I isolate the subscription depending on the role-based access model. I could only hope that I've done justice by wrapping it up within the time. I'm sure uh, we have extended, our defined time. So I guess, guys, this was pretty much informative to you. And now that you have understood about the subscription tenant and everything, you guys are happy to go to the cloud. And if you have any further information that you guys would need, please feel free to ask over the email or over the chat. I'll be happy to answer all of your questions. Any questions, guys, so far before I conclude? Emid wants my email. I'm giving it to you, Emid. I sent it to everybody. Any questions, guys, before can we have more session? Imtiaz, yes, absolutely, buddy. We can have many engagement like this, and I can take it onto the technical round of discussion with you. I'll be happy to take it ahead. Yes, we can do that, Imtiaz. Anyone else apart from this, guys, would like to feedback or comment about the session, or we're good to go? If I see no further questions or any other feedback or thoughts, I need to see the part of Azure pricing. Amit, I'll take it personally with you. Please do email me, and we can set up a call with again with you one on one, and I can take it from there. Well, that's everything. We're gonna take it personally, Imtiaz. Yeah, I'm gonna share the entire recording. Will be shared with you guys. Where's the email? I sent out my email, but then still you can, guys. If you see my screen, my email is documented now. That's subhash.sharma at cloudrescues.com.
Thank you, Subhash.